What's your purpose here?
Wrong place to linger.
I believe what we need is on that terminal. I'll see if I can find my way in. Did you hear that? I think something may have unlocked. You must finish reading through that terminal.
Consul Thoreau, I'm sure you're surprised to be receiving this message, and thus I can assume you already know my intent. Even considering aligning myself against the Sovereign is like sticking my hand in boiling oil. Yet my dead charges spur me forward. 10 scores of Arcadia's finest, at least 10 scores, died in defense of Golden Ridge. And does the region lie in our control? No. We fled like sprats, all at Varric's behest. I shall lower myself to work with you, Consul. I will help you uphold your plan to... Hold... What in blazes? How long have you been standing there? What did you hear?
I cannot believe what I heard. I cannot. I'm not in denial. I've simply been trained to inspect that which seems unusual. The Supreme Arbiter taught me such, after all. My mentor hated the Consul and was deeply devoted to the Sovereign. She'd never speak thus, unless she was trying to lure the Consul into a trap.
That seems like a lot of work to go through just to flatten someone's head with one of those giant hammers.
What I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her machinations, but it's obvious to me that this was merely an intricate play. It's all that makes sense. Don't Tristan me. Just because the situation looks dire doesn't mean... Wait, do you hear that?
Arbiter Rao, I finally got you. Submit quietly to the Protectorate's justice for your manifold transgressions.
Are you insane? Who are you? And on whose authority do you claim to judge me?
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough.
This is not the time for your deranged jests.
Well, that's ridiculous. My interest in Arbiter Rao is purely professional.
Enough. This has been an unpleasant day and my patience is gone. Your accusations are baseless and accosting a higher-ranked arbiter is grounds for arbitration.
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort. How dare you! I may be a junior arbiter, but I'm not going to let someone that is a high-ranking arbiter, get away with desertion. I heard that Arbiter Rao had left his post without leave some time ago, and chose to track him down myself. Following the trail has not been a simple matter, but I did not let that deter me. The fact that I could say the same to Arbiter Rao is why I am here. An arbiter, as senior as himself, traipsing off to do architect knows what, hampers the war effort 10 times as much as my presence here. There's no discussion to be had with criminals. I needed to see firsthand that Arbiter Rao had abandoned his station. He has, and must meet my judgment.
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath, you're sorely mistaken. You'd ask me that after witnessing my prior arbitrations? My resolve did not flag at Oculus collating post or the Vox relay, nor shall it here. I see very little reason to entertain sparing this upstart. Who decreed that she is to arrest me? Most likely the consul, or one of his minions. Her actions are twice as villainous as the tripe she claims to accuse me of. There is only one path ahead, and it is stained with her blood. Stinging words. Fine. I'll admit that there is the most minuscule element of doubt that this junior arbiter is in the consul's employ. But her words remain slanderous.
He should kill her before she kills him and call it justice?
There's no point in trying to bring your logic to bear. I have been taught to uphold justice by any means necessary. The junior arbiter is wrongfully accusing me, which stands in the way of my upholding justice. Her accusations are grave enough to be answered with violence. But I understand why she is making them. And her perspective, though skewed, should not merit death. I don't like thinking thus. It toes the line of traitorism. But the alternative is the judgment of one I believe to be innocent. Such an action cannot transpire.
What is this insanity? I would never imagine an arbiter balking from their chosen course. I had hoped Arbiter Rao would come to his senses, but obviously to no avail. I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him. It is of no consequence. His crimes against the Protectorate are all that matters. But it is! Arbiters are taught to uphold their sense of duty, to judge as they see fit. Arbiter Rao has violated the laws of the Protectorate.
The Supreme Arbiter taught me to pursue justice, true justice. I have done just this in my search for her true killer.
But it is of no consequence. I must... Architect's mercy. I'm just not sure. There's no protocol for following one's heart in the Protectorate. I still do not know what to do, but perhaps that is the point. Consider my hand stayed. I can see that judging Tristan would only rob the Protectorate of another of its servants. It seems I must reflect on this matter.
It would appear we're in agreement. Neither of us shall raise a hand against the other. I'm pleased.
Never known an arbiter to lose their taste for blood. That's disappointing.
So, what course of action do we take now?
I shall have a better idea of wisdom to impart once I've gotten to the bottom of everything. I fear you're not the only one reeling, Junior Arbiter.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're still confused once everything calms, perhaps you might seek me out. Together, I wonder if things might not seem so... strange.
The dilemmas facing us are likely far more than two arbiters can decipher alone, unfortunately. But I suppose I'll keep that in mind. Glory to the Protectorate, Junior Arbiter.
Right. Glory to the Protectorate.
I'm pleased we were able to resolve that altercation peaceably. Robbing Arcadia of an enthusiastic recruit would have given me little joy.
You say that, but I've seen the way you smile when you kill... Oh, sorry, dispense justice. I'd say she got lucky. Or...
You know, I'd even venture to say she reminded me just a little of myself as a lad. I assure you, I was once there. Any arbiter of note must build their character on a foundation of enthusiasm. All this excitement did not make me forget the confession on the Supreme Arbiter's turn. Have you lived all your life within the Protectorate? No. What do you know about what makes an Arbiter? I refuse to question the Supreme Arbiter. Just Virgil will know what to make of this.
What? Nothing here.
Form up! They're closing in!
I've eyes on a miscreant.
Closing in!
The old quarters have all been...
Removed. I hardly recognize this place.
Something's happening to Tristan.
He's acting like a human being.
I'm fine. Some...
Enemy
dust
spotted.
barely found its way into my eye.
Where?
Dagmar would never let herself be cornered. She's sure to have an escape route. We should find it.
That's out of the
Aggressor
ordinary.
at hand.
Our system is the best. Perfection is perfect. Paradigm is ironclad. Ah, well.
What in the void? But no enemy remains. What kind of tomfoolery is this? Giving
But
chase.
attempting to pursue.
Fair enough.
Prudence dictates. Eye your neighbors carefully.
Ah, you're still alive. Now, let's not be too hasty here. You seem a rational person. There must be something we can do to resolve this peacefully. Please don't let Azza get her hands on me.
Why are you talking to them, Dagmar? I'm the one you must answer to. What? Why? Fine. But you are only prolonging the inevitable.
I must say, I am in favor of prolonging the inevitable myself. What I did for the greater good, to save the colony, all at the consul's behest. It was my duty as a loyal subject to the true protectorate. What other reason need there be? And Azza, she was an obvious choice. So lost, so dead inside, so in need of guidance. But then, she went berserk. I never imagined how she'd take to the killing and mayhem. You brought me great praise from the consul. Until you started asking questions and killing the wrong people. The consul feared that the Sovereign wasn't up to the task he inherited. He actually believed the subjects no longer needed such a firm guiding hand. So the consul set to creating a challenge for the Sovereign to rise to make manifest the hidden dangers he refused to see. It began with labeling political subversives members of a fictitious cult. When that didn't work, the consul enlisted me to make the glorious dawn a reality.
Enough of this blathering on. It's well past time for Dagmar and her life to part ways. Feel free to think on that while I start in on her dissection. She's dead. Not quite. Our enthusiasm got the better of us. She should have suffered more. It was too quick a death for one who betrayed not only me, but the whole of the Dawn. Now that Dagmar is dead, I'll be leading the Dawn into the glorious future. You're absolutely right. They turned on me once, they could do it again. And it will be easier to pick them off if I disband the Dawn. I can send out a general message to all the cells from here. I'll say our communications have been compromised or some such. That the Exalted Leader is dead and that they need to separate and protect themselves. That should work, though I suspect a fair amount will simply just jump into the closest rift. I'm sure there will be some that ignore the message completely, though. Enough to keep my knife skills up at least. It's done. Let's leave this place. It sickens me.
Every
Help you
protectorate subject
with
to
something?
ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. Much ado about nothing. Guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign.
That somebody?
Possible. No target to gut.
To what end, you endeavor? Terminating. The console provides, the system abides. All subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign.
Seems like
Some
trouble.
illustration is in order.
Inquest complete. Remain vigilant.
Once we find Virgil, he...
you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order?
Oh, I didn't expect us to wander into the scene of a murder, but somehow I'm not entirely surprised. We should find a way inside. There might be clues to what happened, and where Anais's research is now. They should have been sealed in that room to focus on their studies uninterrupted. No one in or out. I'd suspect the missing anchorite knows something, at least. We should ask her. Might be some sign the turkey. I've had a chance to look around. You seem like you've done a thorough sweep. We should discuss what we've uncovered. A disputation of current order methodology focuses mainly on our presiding bishop, but saves ample room for the Laureate Council and previous regime as well. I believe I got the gist by efficiently skimming. The general concern is that the order has lost its way. My old department is repeatedly mentioned in a favorable light. Anais' work is regarded highly. Poor thing. Blunt force trauma to the occipital lobe, I believe. Possible signs of an altercation. Might have been an accident. Might not have been. Hard to say with just a superficial glance. At the very least, her cloistermate Anchoress Brunn has some explaining to do. I saw that. I believe it was Anchoress Chow's diary. Chow seemed worried they were conspiring about something. I don't know what happened to Anchoress Chow. But leaving that all, there's no we need a way to keep anyone from taking it up further. We developed tactics at the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection to minimize unforeseeable consequences. Yes, time to seek out
Commander, I have news. I finally heard back from Virgil. His message was suitably vague. I suspect he fears the Consul's eyes scanning his message, but I believe it to refer to the Arbiter training facility located on Paradise Island. Bringing our own